Did you know that around 70% of parents believe being their child's friend is essential to their relationship? Sounds great, right? But here's the shocking truth. Studies show that kids who have parents who act like friends often struggle more with discipline and respect. In fact, a study from the American Psychological Association found that children with authoritative parents, those who set rules and expectations, perform better in school and have fewer behavioral problems. As a parent, it's tempting to want to be your child's best friend. You want them to feel close to you and come to you with their problems. But aiming for friendship can actually backfire. Instead of nurturing a strong bond, it can create confusion and chaos. Children need parents who guide them, not just those who make them laugh. In this video, we'll dive into why being a friend isn't the best approach to parenting. We'll explore strategies to set boundaries, build respect, and raise resilient kids. Get ready to discover how you can strengthen your relationship with your child while still being the authority they need. By the end, you'll see why parenting isn't about being cool, it's about being a confident leader in your child's life. Chapter 1. The Friendship Trap. Where parenting goes off track, it's easy to fall into the trap of wanting to be your child's best friend. You love your child and want to stay close, but this well-meaning approach can quickly derail your role as a parent. A study by the Pew Research Center found that 52% of parents say being a friend is a big part of their parenting style. But trying to act as your child's peer can backfire. Kids need clear boundaries, not a buddy. Psychologist Dr. Robin Berman, in her book Permission to Parent, explains that when parents act more like friends, kids can lose their sense of security. Children naturally push limits, and if those limits aren't clearly set, it can lead to anxiety. It's like living in a house without walls, there's no structure to rely on. Your job is to provide that structure. Think about this. Would you let your best friend set their own bedtime or decide not to do their homework? Of course not. But when you try to be your child's friend, it becomes hard to set firm expectations. Kids start thinking they can negotiate, just like they might with a peer. This erodes respect and authority, which are critical in guiding your child's development. A 2016 study in the Journal of Child Development found that children who have parents with clear rules tend to have higher academic performance and better emotional health. Instead of focusing on friendship, build trust and understanding by being a parent who listens, but also one who isn't afraid to say no. Remember, parenting is about leading, not following. Chapter 2. Boundaries versus bonding. Why structure matters. The idea that boundaries create distance is a myth. In fact, setting clear boundaries with your child can actually strengthen your bond. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that children with parents who set firm, but loving, boundaries feel more secure and loved. They know what's expected of them, and that creates a sense of safety. Kids crave predictability. If they know their parent is consistent, they feel safe. It's the unpredictability of being a friend that can cause them to feel anxious. Imagine a playground without a fence. Kids wouldn't know how far they could go, so they might hold back or test the limits constantly. Boundaries work like that fence, giving them room to grow within a safe zone. Dr. Brené Brown says, "Clear is kind. Unclear is unkind." This applies to parenting. Being clear about what's acceptable shows that you care about your child's well-being. It's important to explain why certain rules exist rather than simply enforcing them. For instance, instead of saying, "Because I said so," try explaining, "I don't want you to stay up late because it's important for your health to get enough sleep." Creating boundaries doesn't mean you're emotionally distant. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Kids often open up more to parents who are consistent and firm because they feel secure. It's about balancing warmth and structure. Children thrive on both. Chapter 3. Authority or ally? The real role of a parent. Many parents worry that being too authoritative will push their kids away. But the truth is, children actually respect parents who take on the role of a guide, not a friend. A 2014 study in the Journal of Youth and Adolescence found that teenagers with authoritative parents, those who are firm but fair, are more likely to respect their parents' opinions and make better life decisions. Think of it like this: you're the captain of the ship. If the crew, your kids, sees you unsure or trying too hard to be liked, they'll start doubting your ability to steer the ship. You can be an ally without losing your authority. It's about making decisions that are in your child's best interest, even when they disagree. This is something a best friend can't do. Dr. Daniel Siegel, author of The Whole Brain Child, suggests that parents act as a secure base for their children. This means being reliable and steady, someone they can turn to when they need guidance. Friends are equals, but parents should be guides, offering wisdom, experience, and perspective. Children need someone they can look up to and rely on to make tough decisions. One strategy is to offer choices within limits. For example, instead of letting your child do whatever they want, give them 2 options that you're comfortable with. This empowers them while still keeping you in control. It's a win-win. Your child feels heard and you remain the authority. In the end, your role isn't to be liked all the time. It's to be respected, trusted, and loved. That's a far more valuable gift to give your child than friendship. If you're finding this information helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more parenting tips and strategies that can help you nurture your relationship with your child. Chapter 4. Emotional Tug of War. Navigating tough love. Parenting isn't always about making your child happy. Sometimes, it's about doing what's best for them, even if it means you won't be their favorite person for a while. This is where tough love comes in. A 2012 study published in Demography found that children raised with tough love tend to have better social skills and more self-control than those raised by permissive parents. Tough love doesn't mean being harsh or unkind. It means setting limits and following through with consequences when necessary. Think of it as long-term care. You're focusing on what's best for their future, not just the present moment. For example, you might say no to a sleepover on a school night, even if it causes temporary disappointment. That short-term frustration is outweighed by the long-term benefits of learning responsibility. Psychologist Angela Duckworth, author of Grit, emphasizes that perseverance and discipline are key predictors of success. By practicing tough love, you're teaching your child these valuable traits. Allowing them to experience the natural consequences of their actions helps build resilience. It's important to remember that your role is to guide them, not shield them from every disappointment. One strategy to make tough love effective is consistency. If you give in after setting a boundary, it sends a message that limits don't matter. This can lead to confusion and a lack of respect for rules. Instead, explain the reason behind your decision, and stick to it. Over time, your child will come to understand that your actions are coming from a place of care, not control. It's also important to acknowledge their feelings. Let your child know that it's okay to be upset or frustrated when things don't go their way. Validating their emotions helps them feel heard, even when the outcome isn't what they wanted. This balance of empathy and firmness is the key to navigating tough love successfully. Chapter 5. Respect over relatability. Building a stronger connection. Many parents believe that being relatable will help them connect better with their child. But research shows that children don't need their parents to be cool or just like them. Instead, they crave respect and guidance. In fact, a 2015 study by the University of Essex found that teenagers who respected their parents' authority were less likely to engage in risky behaviors, like smoking or drinking. Respect, not relatability, builds a stronger and healthier connection between parent and child. Kids don't need another friend, they need someone they can look up to. They need a role model, not someone trying to fit in with their crowd. When you prioritize respect, you give them a sense of stability and direction. It also allows you to model the behavior you want to see in them. To foster respect, you need to maintain clear expectations and set a positive example. If you tell your child to be honest but they see you lying or bending the truth, it undermines your message. Kids are always watching, and your actions speak louder than words. If you want respect, you have to live it. One way to strengthen this connection is by being transparent about your own challenges. Share stories about times when you made mistakes or faced difficulties and explain how you worked through them. This makes you relatable without compromising your authority. It shows your child that you're human, but still someone they can trust and learn from. It's also important to let your child earn your respect. Acknowledge their efforts when they make responsible choices. Respect is a two-way street, and when children feel respected by their parents, they are more likely to reciprocate that respect. If you enjoyed these insights, subscribe for more tips on effective parenting strategies that will help you build a stronger relationship with your child.